If you don't sign, you don't give him a trophy, she ain't coming. They need them in the seats.
Now, come on. You know, Beyonce done ran down on you once, Fifth. Come on.
She did. Worse, she jumped off the thing, off the ledge. I was like, oh, shit, I didn't really know what to do. Envy, look, it was one of those situations where you was like, whoa. Now, look, if you said it's to Jay, in his face, he'll look at you and go, nah, that happened.
So Beyonce jumped down on you.
She jumped down. Oh, she was like on a windowsill.
Right.
We was in Vegas. She said, come on, I'm talking to her. She jumped out. She was like, duh. And I'm like, wait, what is you doing? That stuff, that's me and Jay-Z stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with you, girl. Don't come.
So Hov wasn't in?
I'm talking to Jay. As soon as I talked to Jay, she jumped down, came over. I said, oh, shit, look at this.
They about to jump you.
You lucky Solange wasn't there.
Yeah, you lucky Solange wasn't there.
Solange was there. I would have had to reboot. Solange.
I mean, Jay-Z's on a whole nother level. Like, I mean, you know, true. He's like, but you know what I like about 50? 50's on a whole nother level, but he's still approachable. You still get to meet the people and you know, Jay got to remember the people that made him. You know, I'm not saying I don't got respect. I respect Jay-Z, 50, used to respect, you know, Diddy, but all that crazy going on. But, you know, I always respected him because I looked at...
Rumors are circulating that Beyoncé may be creating some distance after 50 Cent announced plans to release a second documentary exploring the network of artists and executives who were once closely linked to Diddy. Online conversations suggest that both Jay-Z and Beyoncé had, at different times, professional connections within those circles. Now, some commentators claim the public focus is gradually turning toward them. As attention increases, people are asking whether Beyoncé is simply stepping away from the noise, reassessing her role in the industry, or quietly making personal decisions behind the scenes. Speculation continues that Jay-Z may have realized he could face closer scrutiny after 50 Cent began presenting material in his documentary series. Certain reports indicate he may not have expected how much footage would be discussed publicly, and certain sources claim there could be additional recordings that have not yet been released. 50 Cent has stated that more content is coming. According to ongoing online rumors, he allegedly holds over 140 hours of unreleased footage said to involve several prominent figures in hip-hop. However, none of these claims have been independently verified. As curiosity grows, the industry is watching carefully to see what, if anything, will actually surface next.
Oh, I just put it on YouTube.
I just put it on YouTube. Well, we can subscribe and get it. I love it. And you know, with everything that was out and all of these people that were coming forward, have there been any like new tips that you've gotten since it has been released?
Well, yeah, everyone starts to feel a little more comfortable when they see other people telling their truth about it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got to be something on YouTube coming. I know. But you know, I'm looking at the docuseries, and I just remember back in the day, 50, like rappers, if there was any beefs, they would have like diss tracks.
Yeah.
It would be the diss tracks. Now it's just like a docuseries. So I feel like am I the one getting older? It's a docuseries. So like if you have a beef, who's gonna be the next docuseries about?
I don't think that's a good business plan to kind of go after each person specifically. This one, the timing was, I knew what it was going to turn into.
Yeah.
And he refused to file bankruptcy.
He refused to file bankruptcy?
Well, yeah, because just his ego. I would have filed bankruptcy immediately. I don't mind bankruptcy.
50 Cent and Jay-Z have had a well-documented rivalry over the years. Some narratives suggest Jay-Z attempted to limit 50's momentum in the past, though both artists have built successful careers despite the tension. Now, certain commentators portray the situation as 50 Cent pushing back, possibly challenging not only Jay-Z, but also Beyoncé by keeping the spotlight active. The comparison between 50 and Jay-Z is often framed around their leadership styles and influence within the culture. Critics argue that Jay-Z can be highly strategic and selective about who rises within his circle, while supporters of 50 Cent describe him as someone who frequently promotes and collaborates with emerging talent. These perspectives remain opinions, but they continue to fuel discussion as the story develops. Online rumors have suggested that Jay-Z attended gatherings hosted by Diddy, with speculation pointing to possible private tensions involving Beyoncé. Online narratives even claim that certain people may have witnessed questionable behavior behind the scenes and chose not to speak up. However, it's important to note that these claims mostly circulate in commentary spaces and remain unverified, with no confirmed public evidence supporting such accusations. As often happens with major celebrities, speculation can grow beyond confirmed facts, creating a mix of rumor, interpretation, and assumption rather than documented proof.
On a whole nother level. Like, I mean, you know, he's like, but you know what I like about 50? 50's on a whole nother level, but he's still approachable. You still get to meet the people and you know, Jay got to remember the people that made him. You know, I'm not saying I don't got respect. I respect Jay-Z, 50, used to respect, you know, Diddy, but all that crazy. But, you know, I always respected him because I looked at, for New York, those were like the guys. You know what I'm saying? The guys with the most money and the most influence. So with Jay is like, when the last time you haven't seen Jay. So I think people are just going to say that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I mean, Jay, you know, you got to remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy. I'm like,
wait, Jay didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl?
Know that? Yeah, he didn't want.
I remember Eminem pushed for it.
That was some haters. Yeah,
I remember Eminem was like, I'm not going to do it unless 50 does it. I heard that.
Yeah,
but I didn't know that Jay was trying to stop it.
I don't think Jay. I don't know. 50 never told me that, but I don't think Jay wanted him there. I don't know.
Because of what? Some of the.
I mean,
back
you
and
know,
forth,
it's competition. You got to think. 50 always been competition for Jay. Remember, I'm about $1. What the 50 Cent?
That was a long time ago.
That was what 9. What was that? 9?
But after that, they did a song together. Remember the whole
50 was always competition. Then remember Jay said, yo, 50's coming. He told Siegel and them, and Memphis Bleak and all them.
Yeah.
And come on, 50's like, he's on a whole nother level. You got to remember, he came after Jay and Rockefeller. G-Unit came, and people might on G-Unit, but with Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, nobody has outsold us, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody has had the effect that.
Some commentators have also promoted the idea that Jay-Z played a strong role in shaping Beyoncé's early career. Former associate Gene Deal has publicly claimed their relationship began when she was very young. These statements have spread widely online, but they remain unproven, and there is no verified evidence confirming any wrongdoing. Much of this discussion appears to be based on opinion and speculation rather than established fact. There have also been rumors suggesting that Rihanna was allegedly involved in situations connected to Jay-Z, with some online voices speculating about Beyoncé's role in those circumstances. These claims remain unconfirmed. Some commentators argue that concerns about past stories resurfacing could be causing tension. However, no solid evidence has publicly validated these narratives. Gene stated that both men learned to build power and influence early in their careers, but according to him, the difference was visibility. Diddy maintained a flashy, public image, while Jay-Z reportedly preferred to operate more quietly, relying on strong industry connections and allies. This contrast in style has fueled different public perceptions over the years. Some critics argue that trusting Diddy may have been a major miscalculation for Jay-Z and Beyoncé. There are allegations that Diddy prioritized protecting himself during controversies and may have distanced himself from others when problems escalated. These claims, however, are largely based on commentary and have not been legally confirmed.
Piers Morgan said it. They're not here to defend themselves. Do you think the Carters will speak about any of this? About
Beyonce
what's going
is
on?
losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day, and she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say something?
I mean, probably not, considering she's gonna be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals. Diddy is a drug dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is there. How many people does he have to be around before people see him for who he is?
It seems like these artists are trying to run away from their past. Diddy changed his name multiple times to say, that's not me, I'm trying to move beyond Diddy, I'm Love now.
What kind of love? Baby oil love? Baby love? Explicit love, hey!
Last time.
Even though Jay lawyer came out and said they know. Because Jay-Z and Puff was given an assignment. And that was to destroy East Coast rap. And what I mean by that, and I know people gonna like, yo, Gene is out of his mind and everything like that. Check this out, brother. Is that New York rappers was getting 800 to 1.2 million, or something larger than that, and to sign with labels back then. And they was getting a lot of money to make albums and records. When they had guys down south that these labels was paying $250,000, $300,000 on record deals, and these guys was bringing back platinum albums and everything like that. So what they had to do was they had to keep New York rappers down. That's one reason, other than the Irv Gotti shit that 50 was going through and the poison they was putting in about 50, he had to go elsewhere to California, or with Jay and not with Dre and Eminem to get a deal. They did not want East Coast rappers to get big. They were suppressing all new artists that was coming out of New York. Jay and Diddy was doing that. That's why when I heard your story, because I knew this for a long time, but when I heard Dame Dash that Jay wouldn't sign off on nothing, Jay wouldn't do this and Jay would that, because he couldn't let a Cameron blow up. He couldn't let an East Coast rapper like Beanie Siegel blow up. Because him and Diddy was giving that deal, we gotta keep these East Coast rappers down. Because down south rappers, Cash Money, No Limit, Ludacris and them, they was taking little money and bringing back more money and making more money for them. So the record labels, I wouldn't say they was gonna lose off the East Coast rappers, but they couldn't give them peanuts. They couldn't give them $200,000 to do an album, $300,000 to do an album. They couldn't give them that type of money. They had people like Graf getting $800,000 doing an album and never came out. So they was placed to destroy the East Coast rap. And then along came a somebody. They was about to bring East Coast rap back. And there's nothing they could do about it. And this kid was gonna put East Coast on the map, just like Big did. And this is after 50. And that was Papa Smoke. Pop Smoke. That was Pop Smoke. Let me just tell you something, man. 2 weeks before Pop Smoke died, K Slay, who heard this shit from the industry, that knows shit that happens in the industry, set Pop Smoke and his people down and gave them a jewel. He said, y'all gonna have to protect him with his life, with y'all life. Y'all gonna have to protect him with y'all life. Cause he know Pop Smoke was about to bring rap back to the East Coast. And what happened? Pop Smoke ended up dead. Now, I ain't trying to say that's some kind of conspiracy, and maybe some other shit was going on, or this, that, and the third. But brother, he had that conversation with K Slay 2 weeks before.
The people in power had gave that ring to Diddy, and Jay was next in line. So to separate him, when in fact they may be two of the same, but because Jay-Z is low-key, that low-key sneaky, and Diddy is, and was rambunctious, just out with it, it don't mean that they not two of the same. One just a little quiet with it.
What happened at the basketball game? When they ran into, you guys ran into Jay-Z?
They was talking amongst each other about their little white girls. Their little skinny white girls.
There are also reports claiming that Jay-Z has attempted to block an upcoming documentary, arguing that 50 Cent obtained certain footage improperly. On the other hand, others state that 50 legally purchased the material after Diddy allegedly failed to settle payments with an editor, which reportedly allowed 50 to secure the rights. As of now, these accounts remain part of an ongoing public dispute, with differing versions of events being shared. Some insiders speculate that Beyoncé and Jay-Z could face serious strain in their relationship if this documentary is released. For years, Beyoncé has worked carefully to protect her image and brand, especially after publicly navigating past infidelity issues and choosing to remain supportive. Sources close to them suggest that this situation feels heavier and more personal than previous challenges. Still, these claims remain speculative, as neither party has confirmed such tensions publicly.
Jay-Z has now had an official lawsuit. It's everywhere. It's now being talked about louder than ever. I guess, does that give you some peace to know that people are finally really questioning this man?
It's emboldening me. I spoke on Piers Morgan. I said that I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great because he's been evading. But the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity John Doe. Everybody knew that. They knew it when I did Piers Morgan.
Is Beyoncé celebrity B?
I hope to God not. But she was around. And she's very... she's got enough on her plate. After everything that happened with the election and everything that's happening right now, I'm not going to dump on that woman. She got better fish to fry.
Well,
what I will say is that her husband, she knows exactly who he is.
Yeah.
She knows.
Signed his contract. The big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies, those fucking trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
You're gonna let him say that. Jay was getting Grammy.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had
And
one.
he didn't show up.
He had like 20 now.
Oh, Lord.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
You're not wrong.
He was one. After that, he got them shits. He started drinking. His pictures went things the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
This is awful that Diddy owes his life to Mark Agnifilo, literally his life, because he could have gotten life in prison were it not for Mark Agnifilo, his defense lawyer, who had a brilliant strategy. And Diddy screwed him over when he hired this videographer to chronicle his life without telling Mark Agnifilo that when Diddy and Mark were on the phone, this videographer was recording what Mark clearly expected to be an attorney-client privileged relationship. Now, it is true that the client holds that privilege, the lawyer doesn't, but Mark's clear expectation was that this was a private conversation. These were private conversations, and that he and Diddy could talk openly, and Mark could talk to Diddy not just as a client, but as a person, and try to guide him in a time leading up to his arrest. And unbeknownst to Mark Agnifilo, Diddy has got this guy recording the conversation as he's sitting there saying, "You are screwing this up. You are messing up this case. We're losing." And knowing that that's on tape. And it's almost like he's performing for the camera.
The question now becomes, will Bey choose to step away to safeguard everything she has built, or will she stand beside Jay-Z and face the public pressure together? And if 50 truly possesses the material he claims, could more major names face renewed scrutiny in the music industry? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, because this story may still have more developments ahead.